What's up, guys? It's Chris here to give my afterthoughts on all the fights this weekend. Normally, I don't combine my MMA and boxing videos, but I'm going to do so this time just for time's sake. I actually went 7-0 on my predictions this week, not bad. Too bad I didn't put any money on anything, so in the end, I really got nothing out of it. First fight of the weekend, David Haye versus Nikolai Valuev. You know, I was surprised. I didn't see all this fight. I saw the first few rounds and the 12th round. I was surprised that Haye wasn't more aggressive. He was more economical with his punches than I thought. From what I saw and what I heard, it was very similar to Evander Holyfield versus Nikolai Valuev. Aside from the fact that David Haye was able to hurt or stun briefly Nikolai Valuev in the last round, which he was. I know he didn't go for the knockout. Some people were a little critical of that. Can't blame him. I mean, I thought he kind of tried to jump on him, but I thought Valuev regathered his composure rather quickly. So Haye, probably assuming he had the decision in the bag, kind of just played it safe. Don't blame him there. Although I didn't see the entire fight, I figured David Haye must have won because he got the decision in Germany, which is not an easy task to do if you're a visiting fighter, as we've seen over the years. Ask Evander Holyfield, for example. But either way, Haye wins. Not the most exciting fight or entertaining fight from what I've heard and seen, but he got the decision, and he's now 1/3 of the heavyweight champions, out there. Next up, he faces John Ruiz. Not a fight I'm looking forward to. It may look similar to when Roy Jones fought John Ruiz. David Haye's somewhat similar in the style of Roy Jones, although he's naturally bigger, and John Ruiz further in his career than when he fought Roy, so I think Haye could be a little more dominant. But either way, I don't think it's going to be an exciting fight necessarily. Do I think David Haye could beat either of the Klitschko brothers? Based off what I saw in the Valuev fight, no. He was very wary of Valuev. Like I said, he fought economical. Valuev pretty much had the jab. The Klitschko brothers both have good jabs, along with a much better arsenal of punches than Valuev. Plus, they move around the ring better than Valuev does. I think Haye would probably get either stopped by either of the brothers or just lose a decision if he fought just kind of safe. I'd like to actually see David Haye just kind of fight some of the other heavyweights out there, some of the smaller guys maybe, like Alexander Povetkin. Thomas Adamek recently fought a heavyweight. I think that'd be a good, entertaining fight. Chris Arreola, I think, could make for an entertaining fight. Eddie Chambers, maybe even Kevin Kingpin Johnson. He fights Vitaly next, but I don't think he's going to win that fight. So there's some good fights out there, I think, for David Haye. I think he's just better off staying away from the Klitschkos if he wants to retain his title. Moving on, Alfredo Angulo, Harry Joe Yorgi. Angulo gets KO in third round, impressive victory. Pretty dominant victory, pretty one-sided for the most part. Angulo is very much like Antonio Margarito, easy to hit, but he just keeps coming forward, keeps throwing. Either you're going to get to him or he's going to get to you. Unfortunately for Yorgi, Angulo was able to get to him. Not that Yorgi couldn't hit Angulo, but he just didn't have the firepower to hurt Angulo or keep him off him. Angulo pretty much just steamrolled him, in all honesty. I didn't think the fight should have been stopped before the knockout, like Jim Lampley was saying. Yorgi was throwing back. Angulo just, caught him on the chin and put him out. A beautiful / brutal knockout for Angulo. The one thing I don't understand about this fight, I don't understand it was for the interim WBO 144 title. Neither Angulo or Yorgi are ranked above Kermit Cintrone, who's ranked number 1 in that division, and Cintrone beat Angulo. So I don't understand how Angulo is a interim titleist there when he wasn't ranked above Cintrone and Cintrone beat him. And I'm an Angulo fan. Hopefully we'll get the Angulo-Cintrone rematch. I know Angulo's people said he wasn't 100% healthy for that fight. Hopefully we'll get the rematch. We can see if that's the case or if Cintrone just has his number. Moving on, Chad Dawson, Glen Johnson. I don't have a whole lot to say about this fight. Dawson was dominant, much more so than the first fight, much less competitive fight, much less entertaining fight in my opinion. Chad pretty much dominated the entire fight. Glen won maybe 1 to 2 rounds at best. Chad was just much faster, fought a safe fight like I thought he would. Looked good when he had spots where he threw combinations, just didn't do it that often. Glen just could never really catch up with Chad, could never really cut off the ring, could never really land too many flush shots. One-sided fight, not all that entertaining like I said. Credit to Chad though, he looked really good in the performance. Next up, I don't know, possibly Tavoris Cloud, who I believe is mandatory. I don't think Tavoris is quite yet ready for that next step, but I wouldn't mind. I'm kind of looking forward to the fight. I think it should be entertaining while it lasts. Moving on to the MMA side of things, Strikeforce on CBS. First fight of the night, Fabricio Verdun versus Giant Silva. or Bigfoot Silva. My bad, not Giant Silva. God, thank God, not Giant Silva. I thought Bigfoot Silva controlled the first round much better on the feet, pretty good with strikes, but he just went away from that game plan in the second and third rounds. Went more to the clinch game, the ground game. I don't know why. I thought he was being very successful on the feet in the first round. I gave him the first round, but I gave the second 2 rounds to Fabricio Verdum. Thought he got the better of it on the ground and was getting the better of the exchanges. I don't know if Bigfoot Silva got tired or what, but I thought Verdum deserved a decision 2 rounds to 1. Next up, Gegard Mousasi versus Remy Sokoudjou. Fight went the way I thought it would. Sokoudjou came out early, then faded. Sokoudjou got some good judo sweeps, but he wasn't really able to do a lot of damage to Mousasi. Pretty good first round, though. Pretty entertaining. Second round, like I said, Sokoudjou faded like he usually does. Mousasi got on top, just landed some punches, and Sokoudjou kind of just looked like he lost all will to defend himself. The ref stopped the fight, rightfully so, and then Mousasi gets another impressive victory. And just moves on. Jake Shields versus Jason Mayhem Miller for the Strikeforce middleweight title. Jake Shields wins the decision here. Not an entertaining fight necessarily, not the most exciting fight. Miller only had one really bright spot in the fight. In the third round, he locked on a rear naked choke. Had it on tight. Shields looked like he was going to be choked out. Unfortunately for Jason, the round out of time and saved Shields from a defeat. Aside from that, though, Shields dominated the fight with just better wrestling, better controlling the positions. Miller tried, but just could not stop the takedowns. Miller really needs to practice his takedown defense, his wrestling, because he just couldn't get anything going on the ground, and Shields didn't really want any of the stand-up. So, a good win for Jake Shields, if not the most impressive or entertaining fight. On to the main event, Fedor Emelianenko versus Brett Rogers. Much more competitive fight than I expected. Fedor got cut on the first jab that Rogers landed. I don't know if it was the punch or more so the glove or even possibly the fingernail if you go back and watch the replay. But Fedor was bleeding pretty badly throughout that round. Rogers, I think his main thing that helped him be successful in the fight was his size and strength advantage. He was able to bully Fedor around the ring at times, especially against the fence and on the ground briefly. The stand-up exchanges were pretty entertaining, pretty exciting because Rogers is just such a big guy. When he throws, he can knock out pretty much anybody you would think if he lands a solid one. I was surprised Fedor wasn't able to control Brett on the ground more. I think it's just, once again, had to do with Brett's size and strength advantage. There was Rogers did have a really good spot where he got on top of Fedor briefly and landed a few good punches from the top position. Fedor went for the armbar, didn't get it, but got out of danger there. Second round, a little bit more so for Fedor. Rogers kind of got a little bit more sloppy. Fedor caught him with a punch. They were on the ground a little bit. Got up, standing, and Fedor just came over the top with the right and just caught Brett right on the chin. Brett went down. Fedor jumped on him, landed him a couple more punches before the ref stepped in. Rightfully so. A good fight. A good entertaining fight. I think the event overall went great for Strikeforce as far as entertainment value, particularly the main event. The fans seemed to really enjoy it. Fedor, had an entertaining bout. I wouldn't say he was ever in trouble, but, showed that a little bit of vulnerability here and there, but yet still got a decisive win in the end, like usual. So Fedor marches on. I don't know who's next for him, possibly Alistair Overeem or Fabricio Verdum. I'd like to see the Overeem bout. They could be much more entertaining and competitive. Either way, though, Fedor shows why he's the man, gets another win. And I'd like to see Rogers next against Bigfoot Silva. I think that'd be a good fight. Anyways, a good weekend of fights overall, in my opinion. I'm on Twitter now, I'll put a link over here on the side. I pretty much just use it to give thoughts occasionally on the fights afterwards. Also, I put a lot of stuff on there pertaining to the website, thewillbebloodfightshow.com. When I put up conference call quotes or articles I've written or interviews I did. So be sure and check that out if you're on Twitter, to keep up to date with what I'm doing on the website and stuff, if you're interested. And, what I think about the fights at the time or afterwards that I'm watching. Be sure and check out the website, thewillbebloodfightshow.com, partners at istandafight.com. And that's pretty much it. Also, shouts out real quick to Talk Boxing on here. Shut his channel down, been on for a little over a year. Always had a lot of subscribers, very entertaining channel, Not sure why he shut it down, but he hit me up and let me know he was doing so. Congrats on all the success on there, man. Keep doing your thing, whatever you're doing out there in your personal life, and enjoyed the show, and sure I'll be talking to you soon. Till next time, guys, I'm out of here. Bye.